Welcome back to 23-Minute Reads with me, Maya D. Welcome back to 23-Minute Reads with me, Maya D. This is kind of like my virtual book club because in these short videos, I share with you my takeaways from my current reading. Book number 9 of the year, y'all. It is African American Dance. As a part of my 23 to 23 challenge, I'm reading 23 minutes per day, every day, as an action of self-love, as an investment into myself, and as a way of providing myself with some consistency in an ever-changing world. Hoping that you will join me along in this journey by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and dropping some comments down there in that comment section so that there's an actual dialogue going on. Having in mind that while I have several decades of experience as a dancer, an educator, and curriculum writer, I am not the know-all be-all for this book. I'm simply providing a space for dialogue. Well, this week I read pages 121 through 157, and let me get my notes so I can give you my takeaways. Please feel free to go ahead and like and subscribe. You can even drop a book, the word or the emoji, in the comments below, just so I know that who is here with me. Takeaway number 1 is love and theft propaganda. Love and theft is how Eric Lott described the minstrel show and the satisfaction gained by white audiences in watching the minstrel show. Here's a quote from the book. Others have called it further commodification of an oppressed group from whom enormous profits had already been taken by the nation. So when we look at history and we look at the Black body in America, great profits had already been gained from the enslavement of these bodies. And then here in the minstrel show, we're continuing the commodification, of the labor, of the arts, of the culture, of the essence of these bodies via a show. The minstrel show romanticizes plantation life, satisfied whites' curiosity about Black people and Black culture, and spoke to some of the struggles that working class white Americans were actually experiencing. Whites imitated Blacks based on little to no interaction and little to no research. These imitations created caricatures and tropes that would travel the world, solidifying false realities that would be embedded into the world of showbiz and have some whites still thinking of Blacks this way today, right now. Absent of immediate news systems, I've always wondered how the minstrel show was able to grab a hold of society and spread across the nation and internationally. And in this book came this simple idea. It was the sheet music. The sheet music. The sheet music becomes propaganda for even those who didn't go to an actual minstrel show could gather around their piano with their families and their loved ones and joyfully sing these racist songs. To a degree, these would become nationally sung songs and then travel internationally. This infection would spread internationally through this easily transportable sheet music. Wow. So simple and so dangerous all at the same time. Takeaway number 3 is traveling shows. The minstrel show was just one form of traveling shows. There were a small number of Blacks that joined minstrel shows prior to emancipation, and then we also see the development of Black minstrel shows after the emancipation. And there's a lot of, that's a very large subject that we can touch at a later point. But if someone wants to drop some information down in the comments below that they know of about why Blacks would have their own minstrel shows, please go ahead and do that. And remember to drop your source so that people can continue their research. The idea is that we're sharing information, we're sharing dialogue so that we all get stronger and better. In the areas of theme and content, there were various reasons why Blacks would create their own shows, but I'm going to lean more to the financial aspect of it. These gillies, medicine shows, carnivals, and the circus were forms of employment for Black people. I feel like these traveling shows also laid the foundation for the pigeonholed space and roles that we still see in showbiz today. We're getting better. We're getting better. But what I mean is, in these gillies, these traveling shows, the Black bodies served as like specialty acts in talent, and that created this role that we would see in showbiz as showbiz developed. Acts still being Black bodies still being cast as just specialty acts, having to wear low quality clothing, just there for music and dance, and then pull right out. But we're sharing this information so that we can all be better and we can see some changes in the way that bodies are accepted and included in our film, music, and other artistry. I must also note that while the Black body was somewhat safe during the performance, some artists noted the need to immediately start performing once they entered the space, as it was the only way to distract the audience from its racist behavior. And that racist behavior was sometimes things like lynching a person because they didn't sing a specific song. So the immediate performance and departure became a safety system for these Black bodies that were in these traveling shows. Takeaway number 3 is Clorindy. So Clorindy, or the origin of cakewalk, all of that is the title, was one of the first Black produced, written, performed musical comedies to premiere in the US and have a successful run in places like some of the New York theaters. But it wasn't the first one. The first one was actually a musical called Coontown that premiered in New Jersey, toured for about 3 years, but still had that some success in New York, that premiered in 1897, and Clorindy premiered in 1898. So a little back knowledge, because it talks about the cakewalk, right? The title includes the origins of the cakewalk. In the minstrel show, the cakewalk was presented as a comedic dance done by white men in blackface, dancing as an imitation of a Black couple. This provides another level of humor when you understand that these white men in blackface are imitating a Black people that were actually imitating white people. Here's a quote from the book. Performed by Black men in blackface, male couples paraded across the stage, each including a man dressed as a woman and casting sly looks at the audience who roared with laughter, end quote. So Clorindy actually flips the narrative by reinterpreting the cast. The dance is elegantly done by a well-dressed male and female couple, man and woman couple. And it's danced to sophisticated, syncopated, danceable form of music. A syncopated, sophisticated, danceable form of music that was created by ragging traditional European music, making it more, here's another quote, making it more complex so as to be satisfying to the Black listeners. So this innovation would later be known as ragtime music. But this was the first time that I actually heard the term ragging. Although I'm familiar with ragtime, this is the first time that I've heard that term ragging and an explanation of what ragging was or is. The book does go into further explanation of that, but I would love to hear your thoughts, your ideas. Drop them in the comments below. Stay blessed, spread a good word, and I'll see you again soon.